G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Lovely to have you here today with me. And I'm going to do something fun today. Not that my other things aren't fun, but look, something a little bit different. I found these on Alibaba. So what they are, as far as I can see, why aren't we focusing? Come on. Goodness me. So I think by the looks of them, see the backing there? I think these must have been like on a tile. You know how they have that mesh and then they're stuck like all together, and then you obviously stick them to your wall and you grout around them. So I think they were tiles and they've been pulled apart, and I just bought them like this. So these ones, as you can see, have got little shells in them, and they've got like a pale green minty background. So there's those two sizes, and then there's a little one. This one's very full. Look, it's got 3 shells in here. Some have only got 1, but they're really sweet. And I was thinking, what can I do with them? And I was going to do coasters, and then I thought, oh, how about I just do a tray? And then I thought, because they've got this already green background, I don't know why we're not focusing today. Because it's got the green background, I thought, well, I can't really put another color with them. I thought I could put like a transparent blue maybe to match the transparency here, or a black. But apart from that, I don't think any other color would really work. Now, why aren't we focusing? I'll have to go and check that. My autofocus is on. So anyway, what I thought I would do, because it's got some sort of leftover little bits that are kind of stuck on the side. I'm not going to go and pull all those off. It's going to be way too much work. So I thought what I would do is put down a layer of sand, and I've got this one here. I would have liked to have white sand, but I've only got a teensy tiny little bit of white sand left, so I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to put a layer of this down in some resin, and then I'm just going to kind of push them down so that you know, you can't see all these little bits. And then I'm going to pop in some gorgeous handles, and I thought these would work again really nicely, because again the transparency of that should be nice, and the gold will kind of pick up the goldish colors in my shells. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use my gorgeous geode shaped silicone tray mold. I've got 2 sizes. This is just the small one, and then I've got a huge one, but I'm going to use that one. So that's what I'm going to do. What do you think? It'll be exciting, won't it? Yes. All right. I'm going to go and mix up my resin, move all these out of the way, and I will be right back. I've mixed up my resin using the Platinum 360 Plus. I did 150 grams of A and 65 grams of B. So just enough to cover the bottom. That's probably too much. Now, instead of mixing the sand into the resin and then trying to spread wet sand, I'm going to do this rather. Oh, take that out. I think it'd be easier. I think. I don't know. Oh gosh. We shall see. Right, make a little spout there. So I probably should have done this before I mixed up my resin. So I'm going to pour that over. Try not to make too much of a mess. I'll spread that, and then I'll come back in with my clear resin. So you don't need a lot. I just need to cover the surface. Obviously you don't want to have holes where you can see through. If you're putting it down on a table or something, you don't want to be able to see through, or I don't anyway. So just do that. I can always come back and add a little bit more. I just don't want to make it too thick. It is a deep mold. It's 1 centimeter deep. What can I use? This, maybe this, my little silicone brush. Oh, that works nicely. Look at that. That's nice and easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Go around. So this is going to be for me to wedge these little discs into, and hopefully cover up some of that glue and mesh, like I said, that's poking out. I don't know why people would, maybe they didn't sell, maybe the tiles didn't sell, so they thought, oh, we'll just pull the the pieces off and sell them that way. So yeah, well, it's worked. I saw them and I thought, oh, that's cute. I think I was just searching seashells, basically, and it came up and I thought, oh, I wonder what I could do with them. And I've had them for months, and then, you know, moving into my new studio and things, and I unpacked them and I thought, oh, I wonder what I could do with these. And then I thought, oh, I'll do some coasters, but then I thought, oh, I think I'd get a better effect from doing a bigger piece. I feel like I'm doing one of those Japanese gardens. What are they called? Where you have to rake them and make patterns and things. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to move when I pour the resin on. So we'll leave that like that. Now, the other thing, I'm not sure whether I should just like put them in now. I don't know. I might just sort of, I don't want to go right up to the edges. I want a bit of clearness around. I might just pop them in and see how we go, hey? See how we go. I have got some other little shells and things. I don't know whether or not I'll use them. We'll see if there's any big gaps. Probably won't be, by the looks of it. Just want to have like equal little spacings between everything. And I've got more of these littlest ones, so there's more of those. Let's do a big one. So we can fill in little areas with those. And you can always move them afterwards. You know, if you're not happy with your design, you can always come back and move. That looks like a nice spot for one of these. So I'm not worrying if my shells are upside down, like facing the wrong way or anything. I'm just getting them in there. Oh, this is fun. So yeah, I'll kind of wriggle them in a little bit just to hide that. I mean, you could put them in first, I guess, and then come back and cover them with sand. I don't know. What do you think? Would you do that, or would you just do it this way? I don't know. Just learn as you go. Hey, we need another one there, another little one there, and then a bigger one. I don't think I'm going to have room for my other little shells that I thought I might use. You can go in there. Oh gosh, trying to fit two in there. No, that doesn't look nice. I think that would look nicer in there. We don't have to squish them in. Don't need to squish them, do we? Nope. You can go in there. Where's the bigger ones? I'm going to use up all my big ones. Oh gosh, I've only got 2 big ones left. I might have to spread these guys out a little bit, because I've only got 2 big ones left. That can go there. Just a matter of moving things around, I guess. Oh, it's got 2. I like that one better. It's got 2 shells. You can go in there. So yeah, just have a play. I guess it's easier doing it this way rather than having them all, you know, if you move them then it's all sticky with resin and that. So it's probably better this way. What do you think so far? But can you see what I mean about maybe having black? Black would, like between them, black would really pop. So that would also be a nice option, I think, if you didn't want to do this. Oh, now they've got 2 big ones next to each other. I don't want that. I want 2 big ones next to each other. Now you can go there. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh gosh, okay, you can go there. That looks better, doesn't it? Yep, spread out those big ones, because there's not as many of the big ones for some reason. Just fast forward if you don't want to watch me playing with these. Just trying to work out where to put them. I want a little bit of a gap between each one, and I want a little gap around the edges as well. Can fit in there. I may come back and fiddle a bit more, you know, I like to fiddle. It's my nickname, Miss Fiddle. There we go. You can go there. Because there was one with 3 and then one with 2 and then there's some with 1 as well. They do look cute. I might move this. I think I can fit another one in there. Actually, I think I can probably fit another one in there. Let's move them over. All right, so once I've got all that sorted, actually I need to get onto my resin. Hey, it's sitting there probably curing away, saying, what about me? You forgot about me. So yeah, try not to fiddle too much. A bit of a gap between. All right, I think that'll do, you guys. So what I want to do is now I'm just going to pour in some clear and let it kind of seep through into the sand and get down to the bottom and all of that. And then when it's partially cured, I will come back and do a top coat. I've got some sand over the top of that one now. Gosh. No. All right. So yeah. All right. Let me get my gloves back on. Oh, that looks so pretty. Looking really cute, isn't it? All right. Now, I think to avoid the sand being pushed away, I think I'm going to just pour onto one of these and just let the resin flow over rather and do what it wants to do rather than risk having it being pushed away by the resin as it drops down. Seems to be working well. And it's going to have a clear coat anyway, so it doesn't matter if there's resin over the top. They were a little bit, you know, marked, or maybe they got gluey fingerprints or something on them. They weren't that shiny. So having the top coat is going to just make them look amazing. All right, let's make sure I've got all the sand covered. I'm not going to need very much of a top coat. When I do the top coat, that's when I'm going to put my handles in. So I just thought I'll just make up some resin and, you know, see how far we go. And I'm not fussed if it doesn't, you know, come up to the top, because yeah, I'll put that top coat on when I and do the handles. There's a little bit there that hasn't got any. Get in there. How cute's that looking, you guys? Wow. The sand is actually like wet sand. You know how it gets a bit darker when it's wet? It's actually a very similar colour to some of the shells. So that looks really pretty. I mean, I didn't have enough of the white anyway, but this was my second choice, and I think it looks really nice, so that's good. Happy with it. Just trying to fill in a little bit more. That area hasn't got much in the sand. I think that's it. Can you see any dry sand left? No, I think we're good. Okay, I'll give it a quick, very light torching. Just because there's, I don't know whether you get very many bubbles trapped in sand. Look, I haven't got many left, hey. I may fit another couple of small ones in. Maybe this one, because it's got 2 shells in it. But, yeah. Okay, so the other thing, now, actually I'm going to take my gloves off. It's throwing my mind, like it's looking totally different now. You can't see that there were actual discs. It just looks as if there's like these green dots with the shells are sitting on them. Like you've totally lost that 3D look. It's weird, it's doing my head in. Okay, now, shall we? No, look, I think it's busy enough. I don't think more shells would actually bring anything to the party. I think we'll save those for another day. We will. All right, I think I'm going to just move these around a little bit so I can put one more in the middle there. It looks as if there's quite a big gap there. So I'm just going to do that. Push you over. See if I can. Don't know if I can get another one in there. See, I told you I was a fiddler. I'll put one more in there. Oh, but see, now it's left another gap. I'm going to have to put another one in there. All right, there we go. There, that'll do. That's better. I just had a big, well, a bigger gap than what I had wanted. See how it's much more difficult to move them around once there's resin in there. So yeah, I think if you're doing this, yeah, do it on dry sand first. I'm just going to cover that one. Alrighty, oh, there's a bubble. There's a couple of little bubbles. All right, I'm going to go around and debubble. Just very lightly with my torch. I don't want to damage your mold. So that's it. All right, it's only a few left. Look at that, 4 left. Okay, I will see you guys, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours when it's tacky, when it's ready to put another layer on, and then we'll come back and do the handles. All right, so see you soon. Right, so it's been a couple of hours. The resin is still quite sticky, like it leaves a little point there if I stick a toothpick into it, but that's okay. These pieces aren't going to move. Bubbles, you guys. Oh my gosh, bubbles. I had to keep coming back every couple of minutes for about 20 minutes or so because the little bubbles kept popping up and I was just like zapping them with this and zapping them there, and anyway, they finally stopped. Now I wanted to show you these because I also got these ones, different color background. Pretty, huh? Now, like I said earlier, because these are clear and the resin's clear, it kind of has lost, you know, the bubble kind of a look. But like if you had to try, come on, focus. If you had to try and put black around it, I may try, but it would be really difficult. You have to put them down, or maybe put the black down first and then like drop these in. Maybe, I'm not sure. If anyone's used these, I'd love to see what you've done with them. If you're not already a member of my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out, please join and show me what you have done with these. I'd love to see them. All right, so that's, yeah, I've got more of them. So same thing with the little, you know, gluey bits on the back. So yeah, I've got a couple of packets of those ones, so they'll be coming up. Ended up putting 2 smaller ones back in. I've only got these 2 left. So that's what I did. Ended up putting a couple of more smaller ones in. All right, now, I was mixing with my gloves on, but I've taken them off now just because I don't want to get resin all over my little handles. So, see this area here where it goes out, and then same here, out and out. Those are good little spots to put handles. I just actually drop them in here now. See what that looks like, because it's quite tacky. It'll stay. So to make sure they're kind of equal distances apart from the side there. And then this one as well. So I'm trying to get them obviously as close to the edge as I can. This is where a bit of a ruler comes in handy. I can see already that this one's higher than this one, but I can move that up. It's easy enough to move while the resin's still wet. Okay, so from the center to the center, we've got about 24.3. Move that out a little bit more. I'll go top to top. It's about 25.5. It's easier to do. 25. They're not quite. It's really hard. Actually, no. It's really hard to try and measure because they're round. But definitely these are closer together at this end. Okay, I think that's about it. I think that'll do. All right, now we're just going to pour this on, shall we? Our top coat. And I think I could have put a little bit more sand on. Some areas look as if it's, you know, not quite deep enough. Now, just going to be careful I don't drip onto my handles. Be really careful you don't drip onto your handles. Okay, go around here. And I will spread it out in a minute. Just sort of go into the edge there. So this layer that I made up, I did 150 grams of A and 65 grams of B. Same resin, Platinum 360 plus. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to use my little silicone brush here. Looks as if it's going to go over the edge there. Hopefully I haven't put too much on, but I need to spread it. So, well, oh gosh, spreading too much over here. Wasn't quite sure how much to mix up, obviously. I mean, I have used this mold before, but because I've put things in there, you know, it's not using as much resin because I've put things in there. Oh, now I can see a bubble. There's a bubble stuck down there. It was really tricky to get all those bubbles up. I think I might have put too much resin on this. Just because I made it all, I tipped it all in, but I always say to you, just because you make it doesn't mean you have to use it all. I'll have to actually take it a little bit out, I think. Oops, there's a bit that I've missed. I'm going to try and get around these little handles here. Make sure they've got resin all the way around them, which I think they have. Now, I saw a bubble. It's actually in the bottom layer, but I'm just going to, I can still poke it because the resin's quite soft still, so I can actually poke that and get that, hopefully that bubble to come up to the surface, or if I make a little hole, I can fill it in with the other resin. So that's probably the easiest thing because the resin's, you know, the bottom layer is quite sticky. Yeah, I'm going to have to take a little bit off and tidy up my edges. And if you can see, there's another bubble just down here. I'm just going to get that one. So it's a good idea, I think, to do it when the resin's still tacky because your handles stick in nicely. And if you do have any bubbles, you can still poke the bottom layer with your toothpick, and then the runny resin can go into that little hole then and fill up that little hole. So that's worked really well. All right, so I'm going to just give this a little bit of a torch. I'm just using my little torch here. But yeah, I am going to have to go in and just take off a little bit of resin. So the way I do that, and I know it's a bit of a pain, let me get my gloves back on. You can scrape, you know, with a spoon or something, but look, I find the easiest way is just to dip that in. I know it's a bit messy, but just dip the paper towel in. It'll soak up you know, the top layer. But like I said, it's a bit messy. Make sure you've got your gloves on. I'm just going to wipe my hands with some alcohol here. I've got resin on my gloves now. So that's taken off, you know, some of the resin in the middle. And then all I need to do is get my baby wipe and go around the edges. I always push from the side in rather than out, otherwise you're just going to be spreading that resin even more onto the sides of your mold. So I always do it that way. Let's put my finger in and pull it out inwards towards the resin. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if I need to do any more. There was just a little bit that I had to take off. I probably just pushed the resin over when I was pushing it. Probably wasn't over full. So there we go. Oh, it's looking so pretty. And can you guess what else I'm going to do once I've unmolded it? Can you guess? Yes, I'm going to go around the edge. Not the side, just the top edge with the gold, just to pick up the gold on the little handles. But oh my gosh, you guys, it is looking amazing. I love it, I love it, I love it. Just give the surface a bit of a tap, a little bit of a heat there. I'm just hoping that I'm not going to get in a mean blush. It is only 21 degrees in the studio today. It's nice and warm. Well, it's warm outside, but it's still, you know, quite cool. And resin really doesn't like to be poured below 23 degrees Celsius. So sometimes you'll get, you know, like an oil slick, a sticky oil slick on top, and that's called a mean blush or a mean bloom. You can Google it, learn all about it. But yes, it's just one of those things that sometimes you get with resin. I don't get it in summer because it's warm in the studio. People have said, you know, use a heat mat underneath to heat your resin, but I personally don't see how that's going to help. I think it's just going to make the resin get hotter and cure faster. I don't know that it'll actually stop the reaction with the, you know, the temperature on the resin. But anyway, if you've got any ideas on that, feel free to enlighten me, because I am no expert by any means. Let's get a bit lighter there. Look at that. When I turn the brightness up, zoom. So yeah, they're looking really pretty. Loving those handles too. So it's nice and full. You can see. Got a beautiful glass-like finish at the moment on it. I don't put alcohol on it because, again, on the top coat, if you put alcohol on it, it's going to leave, you know, streaks and things. So don't do it. Use a little bit of a torch or a heat gun, something like that, just to pop your bubbles. But don't spray the top with alcohol. I don't mind spraying other levels, but not the top. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow when it's time to unmold. And hopefully it's going to look really pretty. All right. See you then. Right, so it is the next day and it is looking gorgeous. I was looking across the top. I don't see an mean blush, so yay. It really helps when you pour it later on in the day when the studio's warmed up a little bit. All right, let's get this out, eh? Oops, a little bit stuck there. Hang on. Keep going all the way around. A little bit of overflow, so it just sticks to the silicone sometimes, like that there. It's a little bit there. It's gone over. I just have to gently move it away. Okay, there we go. All right, I got some sand on my... obviously didn't soak all the way through. Oh dear. Maybe it would have been better to wet the sand first, hey? I don't know. Look, I've never done this before. I can still put like a top coat on the other side. Let me just move that out of the way. Oh dear. Resin, fun and games, hey? Fun and games. You never know what you're going to get. And I got a bit of sand on the top there. All right. So yeah, I can, you know, stand it up on these, do a top coat. But look, I'm not going to bother. Just a little experiment for today. But things I've learned. Wet the sand first, okay, so that we don't have any dry sand underneath. And because I've got a lot of bubbles coming through. Alrighty, let's do this. Get my little card. This is my little card for pressing. Oh, it looks so pretty. I love it. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to do the whole side. I'm just going to do this little top edge. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have to sand that little top edge first. Hang on, I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll just give it a light sanding. Righto, I just went around the very edges just with my little nail file, just like that, just to get off those tiny little bits of overflow, you know, that are a little bit rough, but that's all I did. All right, now I've got the Deco Color Premium, and I'm just going to see if I can. It's going to be a bit tricky. Normally I would hold it up next to me, but Got to get down here and see what I'm doing without getting my head in the way of the camera. Make sure that we've got enough colour coming out. Should only need one coat. Just got to take your time. Go slow. Like that. Around we go. It's a really pretty mold. It's got a lovely curvy edge to it. It's got smooth sides. How's that looking? Do you like it with the gold so far? Might be easier going this way actually than towards me. I think so. All right, let's move that there. Concentrate, follow it round. Under the handle. So I won't do the whole thing now. It's a bit awkward for me trying to do it like this down here on the table. I would normally hold it up to my chest so I can, you know, see what I'm doing. Around we go. And the builders are here again to finish off the concrete. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'm just going to continue with the edging. That's it so far. And I'll take a photo of it when it's done, because the dogs are being noisy now.